blank slate, state of mind, graffiti eye.
Yo,
What's up, buddy?
what are you doing, man? How you doing?
I'm doing good. I don't know if you can tell, but I have the lights behind me set up for as Christmas as I can get it because it is officially the Christmas season. The day after Thanksgiving is when you're allowed to put up a tree.
Yes.
Anytime before is heresy. Today, right now, we are in the Christmas season.
Well,
Which
Merry
brings me
Christmas.
to the question, Kyle. Merry Christmas to you, man.
Yeah,
Merry Christmas to you. You look good. You look sharp.
I got a haircut today.
Yeah. I got a haircut a couple days ago. I trimmed the beard today.
Okay, yeah,
So-
no, I haven't done any work in that department, but
Yeah.
the up top, yeah, I got that all
It's
chopped
looking
off
good.
today. Thanks, man.
Question.
Yeah,
Favorite Christmas present of all time, and if you can't come up with just one, maybe give me a few of the favorites.
yeah. I mean, it's really funny. I say this to my family all the time. Like, I can remember 1983 in pristine quality.
Yeah.
But I don't remember what happened last year or 5 years ago or 10 years ago. You know, like, I don't know why. So when I was thinking about that, like, favorite Christmas gift, I go back to childhood. I go back to you know, when I was a kid, and you know, I will answer the question. But could you sleep on Christmas night? Could you?
Oh no.
No, I could not sleep at all. So I would just toss and turn in bed. And, you know, I just remember those nights. My parents were not big, like, you know, we must wait to all go in together. They were like, you know, after about, I don't know, 5 a.m. or whatever, if you wake up, go check it out. Go see what Santa brought.
Oh wow.
You know,
Okay.
Oh yeah, they were low key like that.
I wouldn't have expected that.
Yeah. Now Joni's family, the complete opposite. My wife, she is like,
Yeah.
you know, she was like, I want to see their expressions when they come out of the door.
Yeah.
So I'm just remembering going down in the dark, and it's, you know, and I can't see anything. And I either turn a lamp on or I flip the light on or whatever. And there it is in all its glory.
Yeah.
Whatever Santa brought, there it is. So I have a couple of real, like, clear memories, and it all revolves around toys. You can imagine it all revolves around toys for me. But I remember one year I got a Millennium Falcon, like a Star Wars, you know, action figure Millennium Falcon. It was glorious. That probably, you know, got more play from any toy that I had ever. Like, I think I instantly lost all the pieces.
Yeah.
It was just flying around the, you know, the hull of the ship. But that was a big one. And then one year I remember I got like 3 Transformers. I got an Optimus Prime.
Yeah.
I got a Soundwave, the one who was the tape player, you know?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
his chest would open. You could put a cassette in his chest, and a Starscream.
What a beautiful metaphor for musicians, Kyle.
Yeah. Yeah. The music comes out of your chest.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So those are my two, like, when I just think about like the excitement of Christmas morning and seeing what was under the tree, those are the two things from childhood that just instantly, you know, and that would have been like, seriously, like 82 and 85, you know, like a long time ago.
No, absolutely. I was, we did a little pregame. We asked ourselves this question, so we had a little time to think about it.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I've got 3 distinct stories that revolve around Christmas and presents and things. The first one was, for me, the exact same thing as you. I remember it being what I felt like as a child, 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. Now it's probably 10:30 or whatever.
Right.
But I'd been laying in bed and I was just too anxious. And so I snuck up and I got up and I walked into the den, and there was my mom in the middle of the den putting together the Millennium Falcon. And I didn't know what to do. I couldn't be more excited. And she was like, well, Santa just wanted me to help put this together, so I'm just helping Santa. And I'm like, of course.
Yeah.
And so there it was. And I got to play with it, and it was epic. Easily, like, I can remember that moment. I can remember walking out on, you know, 1900 Holly or whatever it was, and 1800 Holly, and seeing that den and that TV where it was, and the couch, and I can see the Christmas tree. I can see her working on the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was one of my top ones. Another one that I can't remember whether or not it was Christmas or birthday.
Quick question. Wait. Did you have the brown floral couch like everyone else in the 80s? Did you?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There's no question that thing is probably made by like so many different forms of illegal materials today.
Yeah.
Because you couldn't destroy those things.
No, they were built to last.
Impenetrable.
Yes. So our living rooms probably looked very similar in the early 80s. The brown floral couch.
Yeah.
Did you have a panel, like a plywood panel walls?
No, this was an older house.
Okay. Yeah. That's what we had. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, that's good. It's fantastic.
I was envisioning in my brain. I was like, I think we probably had the same living room.
Yeah, absolutely. It's the yes, absolutely. So the other present that I remember distinctly, and I couldn't remember if I got it for my birthday or for Christmas, but it was like one that I never thought I'd get, but I got, and it was Voltron, and the different tigers came out, and you could play with the tigers. You put it all together, it became Voltron.
Yeah,
like pretty significant. In fact, I now have a Voltron ornament on my Christmas tree because of how significant and fun that gift was.
Dude.
But the third story is a little bit more, we'll just put a spoiler alert out there.
Okay.
Young kids are watching. This is not for you, moms and dads. Pull them out right now. Spoiler alert.
Earmuffs.
Earmuffs.
Spoiler warning. Spoiler warning.
If you just say earmuffs, then you can say whatever you want.
Right. Earmuffs. That's
you
right.
Just say whatever you want.
Just whatever you want.
Earmuffs, they cover it up. You can say whatever you want.
Right.
So in 8th grade, that's right, 8th grade, I was the firstborn, as you were.
Yeah.
And so sometimes you just want to believe things.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I remember being 14 and being alone at the house, and it was around Christmas time, and my sister was with me, and we decided to definitively determine whether or not Santa Claus was real by looking for things. And we went into my parents' closet, and lo and behold, there was something on the top shelf that didn't look right. It was tall enough to reach it. I pulled it down. I opened it up, and it was a 1990 satin red Cincinnati Red starter jacket with Cincinnati all the way across it.
Oh.
And I tried it on, and it fit perfectly. And this was the year of Barry Larkin and Chris Sabo and the 1990 World Series.
Oh, yeah.
And my algebra teacher, Miss McCandless, was a Pittsburgh Pirates fan. And so we talked trash and pre-algebra. And I got to show up wearing that jacket, you know what I mean, that following year. So it's probably went Christmas '89, somewhere in there, Anyway,
90. It would have been 90.
Yeah. That would, if it was Christmas '90, that would have been after the World Series. Mm-hmm. So I got that jacket before the World Series, so it would have been Christmas '89. Okay, because I was wearing it in September, October of 1990.
Okay, gotcha.
That Pirates sweep, which was so beautiful. And Barry and Barry, they can stick it as far as I'm concerned. Still at this point. Bobby and Barry. But I remember distinctly having a conversation with my mom. I was like, hey, I found it. Because, I told her myself.
Yeah.
I found it. I told her I found it. I was like, I know what this means. And she was like, it means as long as you believe in Santa Claus, you get that jacket, son. If you don't believe, there will be no jacket for you.
Oh, yeah.
Got it, Mom.
Where do I sign?
Yes, so I still believe, dang it. It's real to me.
It's still real to me. That's awesome. I think it's great that your favorite Christmas memory, one of your favorite Christmas memories, was the Millennium Falcon as well.
Absolutely. Without question.
Fast thinking Kathy Watson. I'm surprised David Watson wasn't putting that together.
He probably would have, it was probably a thing where they had a conversation and it was like, if I put it together, I'm going to play with it and he's going to hear me. So you have to do it.
I'm going to play with it. Hey, I know for years when my boys were of, Star Wars figure collecting age, it was such a joy to Christmas shop to go look for all those things. Yeah. And, back RIP Toys R Us when it was still open, just to drive in after work, and pop in and be like, what do they have? That's good fun memories. Good fun memories.
Getting presents for kids like ages 3 to 10 is like the greatest thing ever.
It's a lot of fun. A lot of plastic. Lot of plastic.
Just silliness, right? And they're excited. They're thankful.
Yeah.
And you can buy them like 600 things and it's like under $100. You know what I mean?
Yes. Once it goes from plastic to electronic, it gets a lot more expensive.
Yeah. It's one box.
Oh, man. Yes.
And that's the thing that you got. And we watch you open it and then you don't talk to us for the rest of the day because you're playing with that one thing.
Yes. You're like, hey, all right, see ya.
Congratulations on your new tablet. I'll see you in a couple of years when you break the tablet.
Yes. That's awesome.
Yeah, so I think we're doing Christmas movies, right?
It is. Yeah.
I think it'd be fun to talk Christmas movies. I have some thoughts
Okay.
on Christmas movies that I just find interesting, but
I got to
you know,
I got to share something with you. So we're going to be looking at Entertainment Weekly's 23 greatest Christmas movies of all time, according to Entertainment Weekly.
Yeah,
and this was actually from 2023, so that may be why it's the number 23. But I wanted to share something with you first. You're not going to believe this. Blast from the past.
Okay.
So remember. You don't know this, but probably you introduced me to Entertainment Weekly. I don't know that I knew of it before.
Yeah.
Before you had them on the dorm room wall there in Barton 1. You had Entertainment Weeklies up on the wall, and I remember you had one with U2 on the cover, and I loved it. And when you were done with it or whatever, you gave it to me. And look at here, Jay, I still have it.
Nice.
Entertainment Weekly.
That's fantastic.
1997, May 9, 1997. There's a lot of good stuff on here. If you notice there is at the top, that would be dang old Hank Hill, Bobby, at the top of this issue.
Dear Lord, Hank Hill here, Methodist.
I just don't want the Lord to go in that box.
Hang it, Bobby.
Right here, also we have a little Garth Brooks. And some Jewel, so U2, the music preview from 1997.
Which one can you do better, Jewel or Garth Brooks?
Who will save your soul? Yeah, probably neither. Probably Garth Brooks, though.
Yeah.
Looking back on the memories of the dance we shared. That doesn't sound anything like Garth Brooks. It's just I can sing it like a country singer would.
Yeah, it's fun. Yeah.
It's good stuff.
The Jewel was closer for sure. Who will save your soul?
You kind of have to try to do a Kermit the Frog impersonation.
Hi ho, Kermit the Frog here.
Go a little higher and right on pitch, and then you've got Jewel.
Yeah.
I think that's the recipe for a Jewel impersonation. So I totally derailed us, but I just wanted to share that with you. I thought you might enjoy seeing.
I did like that. It was probably much later than the rest of the world. I read Entertainment Weekly faithfully up until, I don't know,
last year,
2006 or 7. No, my mom still reads People magazine.
Right.
I tell her she's the last one. She's the last one that reads it. When she's done, and she gets it mailed to her house, a magazine to her house. I'm like, when you get done with that, Mom, somebody is going to go into a room and they're just going to pull a light switch, and that's going to be at People
Turn
magazine over because they're
over.
only there for you right now.
You're the last one reading the print edition.
You're the last one that found out that John Krasinski's the sexiest man alive in 2024.
Oh, he is? Man,
apparently
Jim Halpert going places.
According to the grocery store I was in today. Yes, he is.
So clearly there's someone other than Kathy Watson still reading if they're still at the grocery store.
Do you think anybody less than 50 years old is reading it?
Surely, because I'm 46, and if I were still into that, I'd still be reading. Yeah, if I were into the People magazine stuff,
were you into finding out who the sexiest man alive was, Kyle?
No. I've never been interested. But if they still made a print Entertainment Weekly, I'd probably grab it, and look at it.
I bought the digital one for a while.
Yeah, or Sports Illustrated, or whatever the old school nostalgic magazine that I enjoyed. I still buy the Football Time in Tennessee every May or June when they come out. I always the print copy, the paper copy. Justin Phillips, our good buddy Justin Phillips, and I call it typo time in Tennessee because there's a typo on the cover this past year, by the way.
I don't know that I've heard a more elitist statement. I'm pretty sure that all you redneck Tennessee fans don't care about words being spelled right or not. So you guys are like, typo in Tennessee.
Well, you got an editor. You got an editor on one side of that,
and I am grateful for sure.
So back to the 23 greatest Christmas movies according to Entertainment Weekly.
All right, let's hit some highlights. Let's see what you got.
So we don't have to talk about all these, but I figure we just kind of run through them and give me memories, give me things that come to mind. So 23.
I haven't really looked at this list.
Okay.
So this will be fresh.
Yeah. So I have some thoughts on a few, but 23 is the Santa Claus from 1994.
Yeah.
Tim Allen. That guy was having a moment. I was thinking about Tool Time. That dude was Toy Story. He was Buzz Lightyear.
That movie was revolutionary because for the first time ever, we imagined Santa Claus as a young guy.
Yeah.
And then he became Santa as it went on. But it's like,
Yeah.
how can a young guy be Santa and a thin guy? How's this going to work?
Another spoiler warning here, parents. Spoiler warning. If Santa were real, why are there like 7,000 mythologies as to how he, like the Tim Allen thing, like the guy fell off the roof and this other guy that found him became Santa somehow, like
yeah,
it's
that was cool.
Yeah.
I went around shoplifting red jackets everywhere after that movie.
Just hoping.
Yeah.
Just hoping. All right.
Maybe this will be the one.
22. This seems like a bone to Netflix. 22, just like throwing a streamer a bone here. 22 was Klaus from 2019. Have you seen that one? Do you remember Klaus? Klaus? No, this was animated.
Oh yeah, no. Mm-mm.
Yeah, I don't know any of that one at all. 21, Christmas in Connecticut from 1945.
Nope.
20. Okay, debatable here. Gremlins from 1984.
This probably scratches that itch for you. That's a problem for Christmas movies because it's not really a Christmas movie. It's a movie that's set at Christmas time.
Right. So this is their first sentence. Not a Christmas movie per se, but Joe Dante's mischievous monster mash is a comedy set during the holidays.
Joe Dante, I'm pretty sure he did the movie Volcano.
Did he?
Maybe,
or are you confusing that with Dante's Peak, the other volcano movie that came out at the same time?
It definitely could be the fact that I'm doing that. But Joe Dante has done some things. And I'd like to think that Joe Dante did Volcano while Dante's Peak was out with Tommy Lee Jones at the same time.
That would have made a lot. That would have made a lot of sense. Let's look at the IMDb.
I gotta find that out now because I feel like I've made a faux pas, but I mean it's still pretty stinking funny.
Inner Space. He directed Inner Space, Gremlins, Small Soldiers.
Inner Space was Dennis Quaid, right?
Dennis Quaid and Martin Short. Yeah.
Yeah. Man, I love Martin Short.
He's a funny guy. He is he's aged well. He still holds up. Yeah, I don't think he did Volcano. I think you confligated that. Is that the right word? Where you combine two things?
Yeah, I just made things up. That's what I did.
He did Looney Tunes Back in Action around that time.
I don't think we should. He did Gremlins 2 as well, which that's on him.
That's on him. We have already discussed Gremlins 2 and the randomness of it, but
man, I would love to hear a podcast on Joe Dante talking about Gremlins 2 and like what happened.
Cocaine is what happened,
man. Heck of a drug. Keep going.
The 80s. Number 19, The Holdovers from 2023. Have you seen The Holdovers?
I have. That's Paul Giamatti, right?
Yeah, that is. He got an Oscar nomination for that.
So have you seen it?
I have not. No.
It is an excellent film, and I'm going to use the word film. It's not a movie. It's not a flick. It's film. And it is the story of a young man who got kicked out of whatever, and his parents were rich, and he ended up being in this boarding school. And his parents failed to come get him. He had nowhere to go over Christmas. And so he is left on campus with Paul Giamatti, who's this curmudgeon of a professor, and the cafeteria lady and a few other. And they end up going from hating each other to moving into this friendship and bond. And it's a very special kind of thing where they all share Christmas together. Okay. And so it's kind of one of those family is what you make of it films.
Okay.
And I thought it was very, very well done and very sweet once it made it. It was like if it was a little bit like if you take Dead Poet Society and mix it in with an art house flick, not as kooky as Wes Anderson, but kind of very stylized period piece, and just really good. Yeah.
Well, I'd like to see it. I'd like to see it. It reminds me of all the athletes at Union during winter, not for the Jenkins family or the Paul Jackson. They're people who like would love and care for the athletes at Union in college. All right, number 18, tragically underrated on this list is National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
I think that's probably the Christmas movie that I've watched the most.
I would say so too. Yeah, for sure. It is like you say, it's not a film. It's a movie. It's a movie. It's got a lot of flaws, including the last scene when the SWAT team comes in and Beverly D'Angelo says, "I'm sorry, this is our first kidnapping." The plot of the whole first movie is that they kidnap John Candy at the end and make him ride all the rides at Wally World. So it's like, come on, people. Did you not remember the first one of these?
I saw a meme today that said, the most ridiculous thing about National Lampoon's Christmas is that they let the in-laws get there 10 days before Christmas.
Yes. Oh man, but that felt so familiar.
Randy Quaid's best role.
Probably, yeah. That or the crazy guy from Independence Day. That
I don't think there's any. It's a good role, crazy guy, but I mean, I don't think there's any comparison. I mean, the lines, I mean, that's iconic. They got Christmas ornaments you can get with him on it. Like
the delivery too. Yeah. I mean, like, and just the simple things, you know, I remember our buddy Rex was always fond of going, boom, boom, boom. Let's go find your sister. You know, just, I don't know why, but, just, you know, little things you don't know what he's going to do. And my buddies in high school always loved that he had the black, Dickie turtleneck underneath, or he had the black fake turtleneck underneath the white sweater, so you can totally see it. I mean, just great stuff. Oh, I love it. That was 18.
You want to quote? There's no way that's 18. That should be top 5.
That's 18. Yeah, in this list.
Okay.
Yeah. What were you gonna say? You want to quote?
I was just gonna say there's so many we can quote that we can't quote that are just fantastic. To say over and over and over.
Oh yeah, yeah.
There's a guy in Smyrna who has Smyrna, Tennessee, who has an RV that he parks in the middle of his front lawn, and he has a mannequin that he has dressed up like a Zanetti with a hose coming out the front, just standing there. And you drop by it, and it's like it's him. Like you want to, like it's amazing. That's his one Christmas decoration.
Oh, I love it. All right, number 17, Scrooged. I've never seen this one.
Bill Murray.
Bill Murray, 1988.
Playing basically the Dickens Christmas, right?
Ebenezer Scrooge, basically, yeah. I have nothing to say about that.
It wasn't very good.
Yeah. Number 16 in the category of not a Christmas movie is Die Hard from 1988.
I'm going to stick with Jake Peralta from Brooklyn Nine-Nine and say it's the greatest Christmas movie that's ever been made. But it's not a Christmas movie, and like we don't have to belabor that.
Yeah.
It is a movie that is set around Christmas time.
Yeah. Christmas happens to be a piece of the story. It's not the story. Like
they're at a Christmas party,
yeah,
and then the terrorists take over,
right? And that's what the movie is about. And sort of what I always use as the nail in the coffin for my argument for that. It came out in July. It was not intended to be a holiday movie, a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
Those come out in November and December. You know, if they're like, we want to make you feel warm and fuzzy Christmas. No, it came out in July.
That was the film that sent Bruce Willis from TV star to mega movie star.
Yep, that was it.
That was the one.
That was the movie that everyone was like, this is what we have to do for the next 10 years. We've got to do.
Let's do Die Hard, but on a bus.
On a bus. On a cruise ship.
On a cruise ship.
On a
Die
whatever.
Hard
wherever. Up in an airplane. What was the Steven Seagal, Kurt Russell executive decision? Die Hard on an airplane.
Yeah.
Any way they could make Die Hard.
If they made more of those today, I'd probably watch it.
I'd find a way to probably. Yeah.
I don't mean Die Hard, but like the Die Hard on a thing,
right?
Like that. It's still great. I mean, in a way, I feel like Harrison Ford's Air Force One is Die Hard as a president on a plane.
Right. Let's do Die Hard on a plane, but make it the president this time.
Yeah. We'll make it a bigger airplane. Make it Air Force One.
And make him the president. That's it.
And we'll put gremlins in it.
Gremlins and a volcano. That's it.
I think Joe Dante should film that. Okay, what else you got?
Number 15. Really, this is kind of surprising. Miracle on 34th Street, 1947.
I mean, I got to know what the top 5 are. If it's going to be like Holiday with Jude Law, I'm going to be ticked or whatever that one is. Like, if Jude Law and Jack Black are up there for whatever that one is, I'm going to be really upset.
All right, yeah, I've never seen Miracle on 34th Street. I've seen pieces of it, but I've never seen it all the way through. So
they have like I think if it's the right film, they have a court scene where Santa Claus is being determined whether or not he's real in court.
Yeah, that's the whole purpose of that movie. Yeah.
I would love to see that remade with Matthew McConaughey as the lawyer. And at one point he goes, now imagine he's white.
Now imagine his beard is white. All right.
The Time to Kill.
Number 14, White Christmas. Just right on cue, buddy. 1954, White Christmas. Now, Danny Kane, tap, 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 dancing Danny Kane. That's a Christmas Vacation reference there. Number 13, The Nightmare Before Christmas, Tim Burton.
You know, as much as I love Tim Burton, I've never seen it.
Hadn't either. Yeah.
Maybe we should be forced into watching that together. That'd be fun.
I don't like Tim Burton.
I just found out what the next one's going to be that I make you do.
I think
Falling that away after Nope.
I think it begins and ends for me with Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Yeah.
I think that's it.
You liked Big Fish.
I'm sorta. He's okay. I lived 15 minutes from where that movie was filmed in Wetumpka, Alabama, for a long time.
All right, let's click along.
Number 12. Once again, not a Christmas movie, but Trading Places, 1983.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Number 11. Again.
There is no way on any planet that Trading Places goes above Christmas Vacation.
Yeah, ridiculous.
Yeah, keep going.
Number 11. Home Alone, 1990.
Home Alone is definitely a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
And it's definitely awesome.
Should be much higher.
Much higher.
Much higher. Great, great movie. All right. This is where we start getting to some of like the classic like TV.
Real quick, before we move on, I read today when I was doing my intense study of things that Macaulay Culkin's son, who's like 3 or 4, believes that he himself is Kevin McAllister.
I saw a clip or a headline saying the same thing. Yeah, that's quite funny.
Yeah.
All right, number 10. Again, this is where we start getting to the classic like TV things, right?
Yeah.
So Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer from 1964, the stop motion classic. Number 9, A Year Without Santa Claus from 1974. I don't know that one. Not familiar with that one at all.
Sounds like a horror movie.
Yeah, it is. It's a stop motion as well in the same vein as Rudolph. All right, number 8. The Muppet Christmas Carol from 1992.
Michael Caine.
With Michael Caine.
Yeah.
Michael Caine. And all the Muppets and stuff. That was a good one.
Yeah.
Number 7. I bet you've seen this one.
It shouldn't be in the top 10, though. It's
probably
weird.
not. Not over Home Alone and Christmas Vacation.
Yeah. Keep
All
going.
right. Number 7. You've probably seen this one. You might like it. I've never seen it. Bad Santa. Billy Bob Thornton, 2003.
You know, I didn't see that. And I think it's interesting that it's as high as it is because it is generally regarded as a fun Christmas one. I noticed that Jack Black has kind of made one. It's on one of the streaming services. You seen this?
Yeah, it's like he's like Satan instead of Santa or something.
Like Bad Satan or something like that. They think he's Santa. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know about that.
But yeah, I think that's got a cult following. I did not watch it. But I do love everything. I could listen to Billy Bob Thornton talk all day. Like, it doesn't even matter what he's saying. Like, I'm in.
It's like playing poker with my brother's kids.
No, you're thinking about Sling Blade. I'm saying just like he's got just this way where it's like he looks so miserable all the time, and everything he says is so awesome.
That was actually Tombstone that I quoted Billy Bob Thornton from.
Okay.
This is what they said. The last sentence of the Bad Santa, it said, "Here's one for the parents looking for something to pop on while the kids are asleep."
Yeah.
So that tells you all you need to know there.
Mm-hmm.
All right, number 6. I think this is what you're referring to, but maybe not. Love Actually, 2003.
No.
Was that's not the one? Okay.
No, Love Actually is a Christmas movie, and it's like all the major stars are in it, and it's they did that for a while around that season. That who's the director of that? Do you know? Does it say?
Yeah, it's the same guy that did 4 Weddings and a Funeral, Notting Hill. What's the guy's name? I can't remember, but it's that team of people who did the British, featured. All these stories take place in England or whatever, but I don't remember the name of the director.
That was I think it's Mike Nichols, maybe.
Mike
I don't know.
Nichols.
Is that right?
No, I don't think so.
I'm looking.
You're gonna make me look it up now, aren't you?
No, I'm looking. I've got it. I'm on it.
You're on it.
Richard Curtis.
Yes, that guy.
Yeah, they went on a tear and had a lot of those films for a while. All right.
Never seen that
Love
one.
Actually, very good film.
Here we
Keep
go.
going.
Top 5.
Okay.
How the Grinch Stole Christmas, 1966.
What's that?
How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
Hold on. Let me get the drum roll going.
Oh.
Number 4.
Number 4. Elf, 2003.
Definitely for our generation, that's probably a top 3. That's on the Mount Rushmore of Christmas movies. That's the one that we go to every year with our family and we watch.
Yeah.
I have a Buddy the Elf Christmas ornament right now on my tree. Like it's all about Christmas and like I can't get enough of it. And like, it's silly. but spoiler alert if you haven't seen it, when the crowd is singing like the New York crowd is singing Christmas carols, it kind of warms my heart a little bit.
Yeah, it's a great movie. I love Elf. Yeah, I love it. I'm probably showing my hand a little bit here for a game we're going to play later on. All right. Number 3, drum roll, please.
Okay, hold on.
Let's hear it. A Charlie Brown Christmas, 1965.
Yeah, I get that. I understand why it's up there. I don't know that it probably, like, if you base it just on pure merit, like, it's probably not up there. But like nostalgia and all those other things, it's up there.
And it has a pretty strong presentation of the gospel.
Yeah.
True story. When we were in college, one of our professors, Dr. Gushy, invited us all over one Christmas. I don't know if this was after you graduated or before. And he showed us Charlie Brown Christmas Carol. And I fell dead asleep. Dead asleep. I was so tired.
Captured your imagination.
Yes. I woke up just in time for Linus to say that's the true meaning of Christmas, Charlie Brown. All right. Number 2.
All right. Let's hear it. I'll save the drum roll till the last one.
Okay. Save the last
Number 2.
A Christmas Story, 1983. You'll shoot your eye out, kid.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if I'd make it number 2, but it'd probably be top 5 for me for sure. The story is I don't know. I probably need to watch it again as an adult. I don't know that I've seen it in a while. See what the ins and outs of it are, but there are definitely some iconic and famous moments, right?
Growing up watching that, I was always so confused why the dad was so old and why the mom was so young.
Yeah.
That always threw me off. It always bothered me so bad. All right. Number 1.
Okay. I'm ready.
The greatest Christmas movie of all time. It's a Wonderful Life from 1946. Yeah.
Here's what I'm glad about for this The Holiday. That's what that's called with Jack Black and Jude Law.
Yeah.
I'm glad that's not on there. I'm glad Four Christmases isn't on there. There's like, have you ever thought about all the Christmas movies they make? Like, there's a bunch of them.
Yeah.
I have not been to see Red One yet, and it has everything I would ever want in a movie. It's got
The Rock.
One of the Chris's. It's got The Rock, and then it's got like abominable snowmans on the beach. Like, those are, if any of those 3 things are in a film, I'm going to go see it.
Right.
So
I have not seen it. One of my sons saw it. He said he liked it. He's not always the most discerning when it comes to taste in movies, but
what about Jingle All the Way?
Yeah, there were some classics. That was the Schwarzenegger and Sinbad, wasn't it?
Yeah.
They
were looking for the toy.
Yeah, that was a good one. I'm just kind of surprised. Those lists are made to stir up arguments. They're never truly trying to give you the top 23 greatest Christmas movies of all time.
So, are there any bad Christmas films?
Oh, there's a ton.
Yeah,
I mean, a ton.
What comes to mind?
What was that terrible one that Ben Affleck was in when he was in his lowest period, like 20 years ago?
Like Gigli period, the
Gigli period. It was so bad they released it in like September or something. I think it was like Surviving Christmas or something like that. I don't remember what I never saw it. I just, if a movie's so bad that they release it in like October.
Surviving Christmas 2004.
Yeah.
Never heard of it.
Yeah. Awful. I mean, there's just a ton of horrendous Christmas movies. I think they made a Bad Moms Christmas movie a few years ago. There was one that I watched a few minutes of, and I couldn't handle it. Was like, what was it? Office Christmas Party or something?
I watched that.
Yeah. I mean, I thought the premise looked kind of funny, but I didn't get very far into it. Not, I wasn't trying to be prudish or whatever. I just didn't enjoy it.
I'm looking through a list of the worst Christmas movies ever made. Tyler Perry's Medea Christmas is number 13 on that list. A lot of the sequels, I've noticed Home Alone 3 and Santa Claus 3 are on this list.
Yeah.
Number 9 on this list was Jingle All the Way.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Suffers from an uneven tone, etc.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah. I'm trying to see if so number 5 was Mixed Nuts with...
was that Jamie Lee Curtis?
1994.
Like Kevin Pollak and
Madeline Kahn was in it and Rita Wilson, but it was starring the man who's been the same age for 50 years.
Wilford Brimley.
King Tut himself, Steve Martin.
Steve Martin. Oh, okay.
Ben Affleck is number 4, Surviving Christmas.
Yeah.
Number 3 is Deck the Halls. It looks like a Matthew Broderick film.
Mm.
Number 2, Christmas with the Cranks.
Really? Huh.
And then the number 1 is the live adaptation of The Nutcracker, which, yeah, sure, whatever.
Okay.
Got any surprise Christmas movies that you're a fan of? Anything that would be a surprise? Should we save that for the game later?
Let's save it because there may be one or two that might surprise you.
Well, I watched one of the newest Christmas movies that's out.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it was called. Was it called Nutcracker?
I think it was called Nutcracker. I think that's what you told me. It was called Nutcracker.
Yeah, it's a Nutcrackers.
Nutcrackers.
It's called Nutcrackers.
Plural.
Yeah, and it's got Ben Stiller in it and Linda Cardinelli and 4 brand new young men that are kind of carrying the film. And it's a very it's on Hulu and it's brand new and they put it out for this Christmas. And it revolves around the Nutcracker play in a way. That's how it kind of connects to Christmas. There's a Christmas tree in it. But I would almost categorize it as a movie that's set during Christmas more so than I would a Christmas movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like we're not talking about, the birth story. We're not talking about finding the perfect Christmas present. We're not talking about even capturing the season around Christmas. It's basically, it's like if you were to take The Holdovers and the 1980 something movie Overboard with Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn. 1987. It's this group of just wild hellion 4 brothers whose parents have died suddenly in a car accident, and Ben Stiller is the brother of the mom, and he has to come in and help get these kids to foster care. And of course, they live on a farm. There's chickens, there's pigs walking around the kitchen, like it's a duck out of water kind of thing.
Yeah.
He drives up in his yellow Porsche, and they're out there spinning donuts in the morning with it, that kind of thing. And because it's 4 boys, there are a lot of nutcracking jokes. There's a lot of fart humor, a lot of fart humor. But it's also kind of like a very it's hour and 23 minutes, so it's not
brisk.
It's brisk and it's very efficient in what it does. I think David Gordon Green is the director. He is the one who's responsible for all the Halloween films of recent, and so that seems like a natural connection somehow.
What?
Yeah.
That's bizarre.
This is made like an indie film. Like it's made to look like they shot it on film, or at least they made it look like it was shot on film. Small town Ohio, some nice guest star kind of moments. Ben Stiller plays a somebody you really want to hate, and he does a pretty good job of it all the way to the end.
Wow.
Yeah, and the 4 boys are amazing in every way. They all have long hair, and they're all just wild hellions. It starts with them hot rigging a carnival ride, like the teacups, like in the middle of the night, turning them on and, rigging it and spinning around and, being general nuisances.
Right. I'm still blown away. Like I had to look this up, that the dude who directed this directed 2 Halloween movies.
I'll keep looking. More than that.
That is crazy.
Yeah, the most recent ones.
Yeah. Let's see. Hang on. May have just produced one of them. It doesn't matter. That is bizarre. I don't see the connection there. What executive was like, the dude that did the Michael Myers movie? Let's let him do a kids movie. I think that plays.
Well, he's done a lot of stuff, but that just he's like the guy that got in all the Harry Potter films. It was just that's what he did for a while. I think David Gordon Green became the gatekeeper for the the Halloween films.
Okay.
Which is, everybody needs a job, man. I don't know why you're getting all on them on that.
They're full disclosure. I haven't seen any of the Halloween movies, any of them, not even the original 1978 Halloween. Never seen none of them. Okay. So I really can't say, but in my mind that's a weird leap to go. Yeah. The dude who does these genre horror films, let's have him direct a kids movie. It is a kids movie, right? Or is it a movie with kids in it?
What?
Nutcracker or Nutcrackers.
It's a preteen movie.
Okay.
The oldest kid's 12, and it's kind of a little bit of his story, and so So this guy got famous working with Eastbound and Down fella, Danny McBride.
Danny McBride, yeah.
We got Vice Principals on here. We got Righteous Gemstones. We got Dickinson with I can't think of her name, but she's the girl that's in True Grit.
Hallie Steinfeld.
Yeah. Yeah, he's all over it. And then he's into the Halloweens. He does Exorcist Believer. And then Nutcrackers. Like 2023, The Exorcist Believer. 2024, Nutcrackers. So,
well,
fascinating.
If you go back to 2008, you got Pineapple Express in here. That was a revelation.
Yes, it was.
I mean, who knew that Franco, which one? James, not Dave.
James
right?
Franco
James
and Seth Rogen
was so funny. Like I had no idea the guy was so funny.
He's still currently canceled, so we're not a fan of James.
Oh,
but
we're not able to talk about him. We're not supposed to talk.
No,
he's
right there with that '70s show guy. He's off the list for a little while.
Who's that? Which one's that one?
The curly-headed guy.
Oh, okay. Oh,
he's
okay.
He's majorly canceled.
We'll have to edit all this out then.
No, we won't.
Okay, we won't. No, we won't. Okay,
but I give it. I'll give it.
Yeah, how many lightning bolts?
I'll give it 2.5 lightning bolts, maybe 3.
Okay,
that's where I'm kind of landed. I didn't hate it, but it definitely didn't. It was a well done film, well done movie. So I'll give it 2.5 out of 5.
Interesting. That is not one that I would, I think, be drawn to in any way. I don't know. What drew you to it? Why were you like? Were you just wanting to watch a Christmas movie, or what kind of made you want to?
I don't. Well, number one, we were talking about Christmas stuff, and I knew it was a new film, and number two, I don't think that Ben Stiller makes anything horrible. Like I don't know that he misses a ton. I think his films are usually good. He's at least doing something.
Have you seen Heavyweights?
Yeah, and he was awesome in it, by the way. Who made Heavyweights? Was that James Gunn?
I don't know.
It's somebody that you're going to be like, what? Like somebody's first film that you're going to be like, what?
Gonna be blown away.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't think it's James Gunn, but it is somebody that's like, whoa. And it's somebody that like basically made it, and it was. Oh no, I think it's like Judd Apatow. I think that's who did it. Hold on.
What? No.
Yeah, I think so.
No.
I think so.
Yeah.
I can't get my internet to work.
You can't
Kyle.
get your interwebs to work.
I mean, we're working right now. Obviously, my phone's not doing anything.
Oh, come on.
Look up Heavyweights. This will be worth it. Trust me. This will be worth it.
Okay. The director was Stephen Brill. Not sure who Stephen Brill is. The writer was Judd Apatow.
There it is. And like, if you go back to that film, that is a weird movie. Like it basically ends like Lord of the Flies, doesn't it? Like the wheels come off that bus.
I don't remember. I don't even know if I've seen it, to be honest. This dude wrote The Mighty Ducks. The guy that directed. He directed the awful wrestling movie Ready to Rumble in 2000. Yeah.
What was Ready to Rumble about? Was that wasn't Hulk Hogan, because that was No Holds Barred.
That was David Arquette and
I didn't see that.
Gosh, was it James Caan's son? Is that who it was? Yeah, Scott Caan. Were two big like loser wrestling fans.
When Scott Caan was kind of at his peak, I want like Ocean's 11. I wanted him to be Wolverine. I thought he would have been a great Wolverine. He's small. He's kind of
he looks like a boxer. That's what they said.
Yeah.
Ocean's 11. No, that was Gone in 60 Seconds. Anyway, yeah. So yeah, that movie's horrible. And the weirdest dude ever was set up as sort of like the Hulk Hogan, Oliver Platt. Remember Oliver Platt?
Yeah.
Yeah. He was like the Hulk Hogan. Like he was like the washed up but still on top wrestler. Like, yeah, that's horrible casting. Horrible casting. Anyway, we have gotten far afield.
Oliver Platt is great. I like him a lot. He kills.
Well, he's good in The Bear.
He's good in everything, man.
Yeah.
Good in everything.
I guess. Maybe.
He's no Ben Stiller, but I like him a lot. Let's move on to this last segment we got, Kyle. What we got for us?
All right. This little game, we were talking about Christmas movies, and like I said, I've maybe shown my hand a little bit, but I'm going to reveal my top 5 favorite Christmas movies of all time. And here's the game portion of it. I want you to guess, yes or no, if I saw this movie in the movie theater.
Okay.
That's the premise of this game. So it's real simple, 50-50. And then I'm going to tell you my memories of this movie. And you can tell me your memories as well.
Yeah.
So my number 5 favorite Christmas movie of all time. You're going to hate this because you've already talked about it as being a bad Christmas movie. I don't know why, but I really enjoy Four Christmases with Reese Witherspoon and Vince Vaughn. Did I see Four Christmases in a movie theater?
Yeah, you did. I'm going to say you did for sure. I'm going to say you went and saw that in the theater.
I did not. I did not see.
Well, is this like one of these you watched it on TBS like 100 times? Or something?
Yes. When it starts making the rounds around Christmas, it pops up. And the part that owns me is probably the part that shouldn't. But when they draft Vince Vaughn and Reese Witherspoon into the nativity play, he's just going off on his own. This child is a blessing. And the police bringing down the house. And he's feeling himself up there. He's feeling like how awesome he is in that moment. Like it just owns me. It just cracks me up. So, and I love it when he's at his house and his dad is Robert Duvall and his brothers are Jon Favreau and Tim McGraw. They just beat the crap out of him the whole time. Oh, I don't know why. That movie really cracks me up.
Okay. So number 5. So you did not see it in the theater. So I'm 0 for 1.
You're 0 for 1. All right.
Okay.
Number 4. Number 4 favorite Christmas movie of all time. I would give you 1,000 guesses and you'd probably not get to this, but my number 4 favorite Christmas movie of all time is 1984's A Christmas Carol with George C. Scott. All right.
Really?
Jay,
yeah.
Did the classic Dickens Christmas Carol, Christmas past, Christmas present, Christmas future, Jacob Marley shows up, did I see this movie in the theater?
Here's what I don't know about the game, and I wanted to ask it on the front end, but I didn't because I feel like it would. I'm guessing one of these you did see in the theater, but you didn't see the original release. Like you went to the theater for a re-release, or it was in the theater or a special showing. And so I'm going to say that you did not see it in the 1984 because 84 you would have been like 6, and I don't know. That's hard. That's hard. I don't know if Donnie Brasco Wiltshire or Irma is down with the Christmas Carol. I can see where it's like giving some life lessons. I'm going to stick with my first answer, which was yes, you did see it in the theater.
I did see it in the theater. I did in 1984.
Oh wow,
Westgate Elementary.
They made you go.
We went. It was a field trip. Like the whole first grade went.
Yeah, mandatory, huh?
And Jay, I know that I saw movies prior to that. I know for sure because one of my earliest memories is seeing Empire Strikes Back, and that was 1980, dude. I was born in '78, so that was real young. I loved it. I was transfixed, and so it doesn't come on real often. But when I see it, I try to like lock in and watch it. I love it.
Did you have nightmares about the ghosts coming to visit you?
I did not because it was redemptive. I love redemptive stories. I love the way it ended. I love that he was reformed and that his heart was changed and that he went to the Cratchit's house and he had, he shared a meal with them. He brought him a turkey, all that. Like, I just loved it because I think if I watch something scary or if I watch something that like is, kind of haunting or whatever, like if I watch something funny on the other end of it, it kind of erases or something that brings me joy or makes me happy. I can kind of erase the scary or the, the haunting or whatever.
I used to watch on Sunday nights, I'd watch The Walking Dead. And in order to not have zombie nightmares, I'd watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine right after. And so if you watch something funny after something scary, it cancels it out.
Yeah. A little life advice there. If you, if you
take that, use what you will.
Use what you will. Okay. So that's number 4. Yeah, and I've probably not seen it too many times, but I have such fond memories of that. Transfixed, big screen. Yeah. Number 4 for me. All right, number 3. My number 3 favorite Christmas movie of all time is Elf. Will Ferrell, Elf.
Yeah.
Did I see Elf in the movie theater?
This feels like a trick question.
That's why we play in this game.
What year was Elf?
2003.
That's tough because you're probably in you're not in Birmingham at that point. Maybe you are wrapping up Birmingham. Yeah, I say you went and saw it with Greg Jackson.
I did see it in the theater, but I saw it with my then fiance, Joni Kesterson. We were not married yet, but we were here in Nashville for Christmas.
Yeah.
And we actually went on a double date, my future wife and my brother-in-law and his wife at the time. So yeah, it's a fun memory going to see Elf. I think we went to Opry Mills. I think we saw it at Opry Mills, the last mall that anyone goes to in America.
Among them, for sure.
Among them. I mean, you go by and it's crowded. Right now, there's 7 million people just shoulder to shoulder plowing their way through that
with
mall.
a whole lot of security.
A lot of security. Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure.
That's good. I feel like that's right in the wheelhouse of going to see a film. 2003, you're going to see that. Will Ferrell's at his he's Becoming, and that was the moment where I don't know that it did super awesome in theaters, but I feel like it exploded at home. Right?
It did okay. It wasn't. I don't think it was like smash hit, but I think it topped 100 million. I think it was like a surprise holiday success. Would you say that Elf is, I mean, beyond Saturday Night Live for Will Ferrell, but would you say that Elf is the movie that kind of launched him, that got him like, this guy's a bankable Hollywood star? He
did 2 or 3 films in a row right there. He did Old School, Elf, and something else, didn't he? Like all right there in a row.
Yeah, I think maybe in the next year was Anchorman, I think.
Yeah, I think Anchorman was probably the one that propelled him to be a bankable. Like he's going to make money, because from there on he made all kinds of crazy dumb films.
Yeah,
like all of them, all the films. Like,
well, I think Elf was the first one. I mean, I could be wrong, but I think he was like the top billing, like the first one where like he's the star of the movie. Like Old School, obviously he stole the show, but he wasn't the star of that movie. That was Luke Wilson and Vince Vaughn. Probably got the top bill on that one.
Jon Favreau directed that film. I think he wrote it as well.
I don't know if he wrote it, but he did direct it.
And it got a great kind of Bob Newhart role there. That's fantastic. He doesn't get much attention for it because it's at the beginning and you forget about it. You think about Peter Dinklage, you don't really think about Newhart. But the practical special effects in that are amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. How they made... it was on last night. I watched seriously like the last 3 minutes of that movie, and how they made Bob Newhart look so small, and Will Ferrell, same, how they did it all practically. Yeah, they don't make movies like that anymore. I wish they did.
They built all the sets in, North Pole or whatever, all tiny. So Will Ferrell looked like a giant.
Yeah. And the little tiny chair that he's sitting in. Yeah. Just really, really fun stuff. I love that movie. My favorite scene in that movie is when they get in the snowball fight and he makes like 1 million snowballs in like 30 seconds. He's like, just throwing them as fast as he can, like a machine gun, just mowing kids down.
I think my favorite scene is when he gets so excited that Santa Claus is showing up and he's like, I know him, and all that.
And it's not him.
Yeah. You sit on the throne of lies. Like that whole thing is just so great. So amazing. But to this day, I wish that I had some type of a jacket or sport coat that maple syrup bottles would come out of the sleeves. Like we've all seen cards come out, or we've seen the revolver show up, but like this man was pulling out maple syrup out of his sleeves.
Yeah.
And so like, Kyle, if you ever see like a secret maple syrup holder that you can put in your sleeve, you let me know. I
will buy that for you. If I find it, I will buy that. They gotta have that as a Cracker Barrel, right? Surely,
Oh, that's that place. I can shotgun those. I used to just shotgun them.
That would be the place. Yeah. Okay, number 2.
Explains why I got a double chin right now. I'm gonna hit drum roll. You ready? Number 2.
1990s Home Alone. It's my number 2 favorite of all time.
Yeah, you definitely saw that one in the theater.
I did.
Yeah.
I believe it was a birthday party. My friend Chuck Morris, I believe it was his birthday party. We went to see Home Alone in 1990, and it was a incredible memory because, when you go see a movie and the theater is full and everyone's laughing and everyone's engaged and everyone's having a good time,
not much better.
There's not much better, man.
No.
And that's my memories of that movie. Full theater, millions of kids in here. Everyone's locked in. Nobody's on their phone because there weren't phones. Everyone's locked in watching the movie, enjoying it, laughing, having a great time. Just a really fond memory of that movie. So yeah, big. And I remember a couple of years ago when we showed it to my kids. It's one of those things you sort of forget. You forget some of the parts in there. You're like, whoa, I didn't remember that. And like he finds his brother's Playboy or something.
Yeah.
You're like, oh no, I forgot that was in there.
It's a quick moment. You're like, what's a Playboy, Dad?
What is that? It's nothing. It's something that doesn't exist anymore.
No.
Much back around to the magazine conversation, something that doesn't exist anymore. All right. Number 1, Jay, you can probably guess. Let's get the drum roll. What's my favorite Christmas movie of all time? I don't have any
idea. I've lost track.
You have no idea? Surely.
Christmas Vacation?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Christmas Vacation is my absolute favorite. Not because it's the best, not because it's the most, the most well written. When my wife and I first got married, we were trying to think about like what are some things that we can do that'd be like a Christmas tradition for just the two of us. And for like 6 years in a row, we watched Christmas Vacation, a DVD that we bought from Walmart, like one of those crappy DVD bins, like $5, whatever. We found a Christmas Vacation in there.
You got your money's worth.
It's paper. Like it's so crappy. It's paper. It's not even like plastic. So, and we watched it for like 6 years in a row. I don't know why that was our thing. And whenever Aunt Bethany is, singing the Star Spangled Banner at the end, it always
say grace.
Grace died 30 years ago.
The blessing.
Oh, it's so good, man. That thing. What's your favorite part in that? Like, basically that show is a Netflix show. That's like 9 30-minute or no, less than that, maybe like 15-minute episode Netflix show. Just each little. What's your favorite episode in Christmas Vacation when you think about that movie?
I don't know. I mean, all of it's fun for me. Like him working on the lights and the lights not working, and then the lights working, and glory, glory, like him singing or whatever he does.
Joy to the world.
Yeah. And the Julia Louise Dreyfus and her fiance or husband or whatever in the tracksuits and like all the just the insanity, the tree going through the window, just like the squirrel in the tree, the tree is setting on fire, like just all the things like or the toupees on fire or something,
right? Yeah.
All of it's just great. Him going shopping, it's just amazing. All of it's like the 80s shopping experience.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that you did not see that in the theater.
I did not. No, I forgot the whole gimmick. Yes, I did not see that one in the theater. No.
So I'm 4 for 5.
You're 4 for 5. You did, and it was
better than you expected.
No, I didn't think it was a very hard game. I thought you would probably do pretty well.
Okay.
I thought maybe I could throw you off with some of the middle ones there that maybe I wouldn't have seen them. But my favorite scene is when he's trapped in the attic. I don't know why. I love that scene when he finds the old Christmas movies,
the shawl or the scarf or whatever,
and he's crying. He's watching. Yeah. So I saw something on the internet the other day that said if this happened today, if Clark Griswold got stuck in his attic today and he found movies, they would have been from 1990. The ones he watched in the movie were for like 52 or something. Yeah. That makes me nauseous.
Wild. Chevy Chase is not beloved at the moment. He's not well liked, I think. People look upon him fondly, but he's not remembered well in certain circles.
Yeah.
But his humor, and the things that he did and kind of the way he did it, I feel like Ryan Reynolds is just playing a version of him right now. Like Ryan Reynolds and Chevy Chase have a very similar kind of, quick-witted, saying outlandish things, a certain amount of false confidence,
Yeah.
Chevy Chase was considered a very handsome guy at the time,
but like in a dad way, like because he's balding, but
not Fletch, not Caddyshack, not those films. He was debonair. He was the guy.
He was getting some 5 head. It was starting to chase its way up a little bit, but no, he was definitely like everyman handsome. You know, he was not like,
Yeah.
you know, like leading man handsome, but every man handsome. Yeah, but the things that he does that Ryan Reynolds like has not been able to do is like when he's trapped in the attic and he tries to open the sun thing and he doesn't know which way to look, and just the timing and the way to, like, you know, the way he pulls that off. Ryan Reynolds can't do that, you know.
No, yeah. Chevy Chase has amazing physical humor. Like, the stuff he did on SNL and you know, I think we talked about Saturday Night in one of the first episodes, but they do a really good job showcasing his even behind the scenes pratfalls and doing things that nobody expects.
Right.
So.
Yeah. No, he's a treasure. He may not be a great guy, but he's a treasure.
All right.
On screen.
As we wrap this up, Kyle, I want to know, I'm curious, did your family or did you ever go see movies on Christmas Day?
We did not growing up, but we did one time when, like, in the early 2000s. And when you asked me this, I just remembered the only time we ever went to see a movie on Christmas Day. Man, again, I give you a million guesses, you never come to it. Michael Mann's Ali. Christmas Day is when it came out in 2001 or 2002. I can't remember. And we went as a whole family because my mom surprisingly loves boxing. She did in like the 80s and 90s. She loved to watch boxing. So she was into it.
If I could figure out how to do it fast enough, I would give you a Michael Mann shot right now on this camera, but I don't think I can do it. It would just be the back of my ear. Right. Is what it would be. It'd be the back of my ear.
Slightly in focus. Yeah.
That guy, man, he loves a good back of the ear shot. Like, I don't know what that's about.
Yeah. We did not, though. That was not a family tradition growing up. I wouldn't mind doing that, but
I think it's something that became a family tradition as I got into high school and got older, and I wanted to go do it. I remember my family and Jason Allen on Christmas night going to see Tombstone.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's a good one. That was a Christmas movie that came around Christmas?
I believe so. Yeah.
Wow, man.
I believe so.
How about that?
I'm nervous because it's how I remember it in my head. But I hope I'm right.
93, came out in 93.
Yeah.
My guess is it was just still in the theater because movies stayed in the theater for a long time, and it just happened
December
to be showing.
25th, 1993 was the release date.
Wow.
Yeah.
Who knew?
I did.
Man.
You made me nervous.
I made you nervous.
Like you made me doubt myself. It
was 94 when I first saw it at Apple Tree Theater in Memphis. I don't think it still exists. That was the $1.50 movie theater.
So I think for a run there, and I don't know, maybe they still do that. Maybe I don't know what's scheduled to release right now, but I think for a while they put out films like Ali or Tombstone, like
on Christmas Day.
Yeah, adult, you know, something that the grown-ups are going to want to go see over the Christmas holiday between Christmas and New Year's. Gives people something to do. Yeah.
It's also where they sort of put the awards movies. I think these movies are going to win awards when they put them on. Oh, it's that, or it's like an event. I feel like maybe a couple of years ago, maybe West Side Story came out on Christmas Day, possibly. Spielberg's. I can't remember though. Anyway, yeah, it is something that does still happen. Like, on Christmas Day, I don't know what it is for this year, but they try to release, some type of, people are going to want to see this one kind of movie.
We've got, looks like, what movies are coming out Christmas Day 2024? Let's see. A Complete Unknown, Bob Dylan.
Ah, there it is.
Yeah, makes sense. We've also got Nosferatu, which is getting a lot of positive reviews, pre-reviews. Like, I think not Stellan, but Peter Skarsgård plays the vampire, I think.
Okay.
Maybe I'm making that up, but apparently his role is unbelievable. And then we've got Mufasa, the Lion King, coming out.
On Christmas Day?
I think so.
Wow.
I mean, this is new Christmas movies in third. Yeah, this is just a list, but it's coming out around there. And then Sonic the Hedgehog 3.
Oh.
Jim Carrey's returning to a very famous role where he plays the grandfather of the bad guy in this one. So,
oh goodness,
I read that somewhere.
Oh, Jim
he basically came out of retirement because he was broke and did Sonic the Hedgehog. So,
oh, Jim,
what we do for money?
Hey, got to make a living.
Got to pay the bills. That's why we do this podcast, right? All the money we make.
Yeah, hand over fist. Hand over fist.
Hand over fist. With that, Kyle, buddy, I hope you have a very Merry Christmas.
What did we learn today, Jay?
Oh,
sorry. You always forget, man.
Yeah, I did.
Last two episodes, you're forgetting because you hadn't been thinking about it, have you? You hadn't been storing it away.
No, I haven't been setting one up for this. Have you got what have we learned?
Well, I learned that we basically had the same living room growing up.
Yeah.
in a lot of ways, and the same Christmases in a lot of ways growing up.
Yeah.
And I learned that you, spoiler warning, earmuffs for the children.
Yeah.
That you still believed in Santa Claus at age 14.
I still believe right now, Kyle. Like, there's not a chimney at this house. I don't know what I'm going to do.
Hey, true fact. When I asked my parents, we didn't have a chimney in my house either growing up. How does Santa get in? This is part of the reason why I couldn't sleep real well growing up in New Orleans in the 80s. They said
that was the reason.
They said, we're just going to leave the back door open for him. So I literally, as a little guy, was afraid
hide your wife, hide your kids.
Someone was going to get in my house. That's true. That's a true story. We had a glass sliding door, the back door at my house. They said, we just leave the sliding door open for him. All right, Jay.
The biggest thing I learned is I think I guessed it because it felt like it was a trick, but like you went to see the original Christmas Carol in theaters and you remember it. Like that's crazy. And you're not afraid of ghosts.
No, as long as something ends happy, I'm okay. I'm all right.
Okay. That's good to know. I'm going to scare you and then tell you a joke one day and see what happens.
Just depends on what you say. Just depends on how scary it is.
Or how funny it is.
That's true. Yeah, if it's a funny joke. The greatest example of this is Toy Story 3, man. That movie's so sad. And then they brought Buzz out and he went back into Spanish mode and he's saying, "You got a friend in me" in Spanish. And it was like, I'm happy again. But that's another story for another day.
And how many Toy Stories are there now? Are they making a fifth one?
They're making a fifth one, yeah. I don't know why.
All right. We'll talk about that next time. Kyle, I hope you have a very, very Merry Christmas.
Jay, Merry Christmas, buddy.
Peace out.
Peace out.